Rock Doctor. I finally got my live stream audio problems solved. Hallelujah. And so today, what I was doing was I was demonstrating a couple of basic licks over my backing track in A number 2. And the gist of it really was two things. I've got an iconic major pentatonic lick that a lot of people call the chair lick, that you can play over, in this case, an A chord. And later in the video as well, or in the playthrough, I use it over a G chord. So let's talk about that for a sec. First, here's the lick. For an A chord, the first one I did, I found the A note on the 5th fret of the low E string. And it goes like this. It's a 2-measure phrase. Almost all of my phrases on my channel are, because this channel is about getting started and being able to string a few licks together to where you sound like you know what's going on. Right. And so that lick, if I walk you through the fingering, was this. On the low E string, I played 5 and I hammered a 7. Slid the 9. Then I went next door to the A string and played 7, 9, and finished up on the D string 7. The count on it is basically this: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and it fits the A chord, which I'll discuss the chords in a minute. Okay. Now, what I did, I think, in most of the examples, is I played that major pentatonic lick over the A chord section of the backing track, and then I followed it up with my essential lick number 1, which is this guy in the home position. Check it out. It's the B string, 8th fret. I take a G note and bend it up to an A, which is a chord tone of A. I think I did it like this. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then I did the lick again, the chair lick again. Then I played essential lick number 2, which is this. And that one there, essential lick 2, is basically the high E string I pull off from 8 to 5. Same thing on the B string, 8 pull off to 5. Then the G string I played 8, 7, 5. And finished up on the D string 7. Another 2-measure phrase. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let me pause for a minute. Let's talk about chord progression here. Let me pull the dry erase board up. Look. Okay, look at this. The backing track has a couple of sections, and I looped the second and third ones together. Look at this. The first section here is 4 measures of an A chord. It's in a shuffle pattern, but I see the chords in pairs, in 2-measure pairs. So the licks, there's a lick for every pair of chords there, and the final note has to match the chord at the end, in this case an A, and I ended on an A note. So you can see I did the chair lick here, then I did one of my essential licks, and I continued that process. So we're trying to learn some basic licks and also how to use different parts of the fingerboard, so that's what's going on there. Now let's look at the second section. I've got, again, 4 more measures, and again the chords are paired up, so I've got G, then G and D. Now that lick, I used the chair lick in G major, and I resolved it to a D note. I'll show you in a minute. And then I went back to one of my pentatonic essential licks for the second set there, A, with the 2 measures of A. All right. So that's out of the way. Let me do this now. Let me just play through those 2 tracks. I'm going to back it up basically to the beginning. And I'm going to skip the intro. I'm just going to let it play, but I'm going to play the chords after the intro section. I skipped this part. So this is the intro. G, D, A, G, D. 4 of those. Okay, here comes this first section of the loop. Here it is. Dressed up. Second, G, D, A. you a gist on what the chords were. Now let's go on to how I played over the G and D section in the first part of it. I started out, I found a G note on the low E string. Then I went ahead and played the lick, which is this. But instead of finishing on a G note, I finished on a D to match up with the D chord in the second measure of that. So the lick is exactly the same, except the last note has to match a G chord. So you've got and the fingering again is this. I start on the low E and I play 3, 5, slide to 7. Then I go to the A string and play 5, 7. And I went back to 5 because I needed that D note to match the G chord. So knowing how to end your licks to correspond with the chord that's underneath you is so important. You can't just play a lick and hope that it works. Alright, so that's what I did there. After I got done with the chair lick in G, I went to, I think I went to essential lick number 3, which would be this over an A chord. I call it the 2 frets back move. Here it is. So to play that lick, you find the A note and move back 2 frets. This is on the low E string, so I played 3, 5, I hammered. Then I went to the A string and hammered from 3 to 5 and slid to 7. Then I finished up on the D string and I played 5, 7, 7. But why did I play that note twice? I was just trying to keep an 8th note feel there. Check it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, it's a 2-bar phrase. I let the last note ring. Now again, the second section goes twice, so I played the chair lick for G again. Then I went to essential lick number 4. So I kind of basically did this. And I went this as essential lick 4. And the rest of the video, the playthrough there, I just kind of, I played all that stuff in different places. So, for example, the A chair lick, let me go to the center strings. There's an A note on the D string. See? And then I followed that up with essential lick number 1 again, just cause. Then I did it again. And I forced myself to play a different lick, essential lick 2. When the G section came in, I decided to move over. So I'm trying to, what we're trying to do is learn how to play these licks all over the fingerboard. So you just have to reference the starting note of your lick to be able to make this work. So the G chair lick resolved to D. If I stay in this position, look, it's right here on the D string. Then I went to essential lick number 3, and you could do it this way. Then I did the chair lick at G again. Then I played essential lick 4. This time I'll just do it in the regular place. Okay, then later on, I decided to move everything up. So instead of finding the A note for the A chord section on the low E string 5, I went to the A note at the 12th fret of the A string. So here's the lick here. This is exactly the same. Then I decided, okay, just to keep things consistent, I played essential lick number 1 in the 12th position, and it's here, look. That's the 15th fret. I pushed it up a couple times, let it down, and then bend it back up to A to fit that A chord. All right. Then I did it again. Essential chair lick A. Then I played essential lick number 2 up here, which look, it's here. You see what I did there? That was high string 15, pull off the 12. Then I went to the B string and I played 16, 15, 13. Then I finished up on the G string 14, 12, 14. Oh. Okay, so that covers that. Then the G chair lick resolved to D. Well, look, here it is. I'm on the A string and I started on the G note, so that's how you find your way. You got to know the starting note for that lick, and here it is. Resolved it to a D note. Then I played essential lick number 3 in the 12th position. You see what I did there? That was the B string 15. I bent it up 3 times, released it, hit 13. Finished up on the G string with my middle finger, 14. Then the final one, I did the G chair lick in the same spot again. Then I played essential lick number 3. And that would be... So once you learn these things all over the place, you end up with some freedom. Instead of being stuck in one spot, you've got the whole fingerboard once you learn how to move these licks around. But the gist of this, my 2 favorite pentatonic shapes probably have to be the home scale one. In the key of A, that's the 5th position guy, this guy. And then the one where the root note for the scale A is on this string, the A string 12. So we've got this. Of course, you got the low string too, which is 15 and 12. There's my point of reference, the A12. So what should you do with this? Learn the 4 licks, learn the chair licks, and again, we resolved the final note of each lick to fit the chord that's underneath. So you've got to know what the chords are. You can't just be wiggling your fingers around and hope something happens. It takes a little bit of thought when you're practicing. So you know where the 1 is, so you can lock in, and you know what the chords are too. So you have to be a little more strategic. But if you do this enough, you can play by the seat of your pants because you're playing lines that you know, and you know that they're going to lock into the chords and to the groove. Most of my students that are just getting started, they can usually put one of these and nail it, and then they'll miss the one on the next one because they're thinking about the fingering, and it just takes time. So just be patient with yourself. It slow tracks down to where you can keep up with your licks. And just keep at it. If you keep at it and do it a little bit every day, now you don't have to play for hours, but if you're consistent and do it every day for 15, 20 minutes at least, you will develop the freedom of playing whatever the hell you want. And you don't need a big vocabulary. You just need maybe a handful of licks that you know what to do with them. You don't need 1,000 licks. You need to know what to do with a handful of licks. That's the secret, if you ask me. And anything beyond that will grow as well. But you've got to have this basic stuff down before you can, I call it flying the Piper Cub. You've got to learn your basics first. You're not going to be able to get into that fighter jet and shoot down the bad guys with your awesome shredding prowess if you can't play some basic licks without crashing and burning. You know what I mean? All right. So it's me, the Rock Doctor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Order me a pizza, find me a bass player, and I'm out of here. Bye.